Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very exciting Rodeo Time podcast. And that's because it's a solo pod with Dale Brisby. But I make a few phone calls. I call my good friend Cowboy Cerrone, Tim Kennedy, and Marcus Luttrell to find out one gorilla versus 100 men. We're going to solve the age-old question as well as reveal the disgruntled employee that's quitting. Why?
I like how he
This
calls
is a
it
deep track.
a solo podcast, and we're sitting right here.
Oh, I'm Dale Brisby.
It's a solo podcast.
No
because
guests.
I'm the main character. If you don't watch, if you don't visit rodeotime.com, then you ain't no cowboy. If you're only listening to this, I'm holding up my shirt and shaking it because it says you ain't no cowboy. Rodeotime.com. Go visit now and listen to this entire podcast because it's a good one. Here we go. There's some hard-hitting questions that have been asked of Dale Brisby lately. But before we get to those, I want to talk about 12 inches of rain. We've had 12 inches of rain in the month of April.
That's a lot of rain.
That's a lot of rain.
Almost too much.
The last time we had that much rain, 70 years ago. 1955 was the last time that we got 12 inches.
Weather patterns, crazy.
Isn't it?
It is warm enough.
Woo! Looks like it's going to be a delightful summer here in Winnebago because of all the rain, because of the 12 inches.
August is still a long ways away. It's a long ways to fall.
Yeah.
Quit saying it like what?
Delightful summer because of the 12 inches.
Of
Of
rain.
rain. Delightful summer because of the 12 inches of rain.
Of rain.
I don't understand, Ty. I don't know why you keep laughing at everything I say.
Stop
Your
putting
boos mean nothing to me because I've seen what you cheer for.
Ah. Rick and Morty.
Rick
right
and
on.
Morty. Yeah. Your boos mean nothing to me because I've seen what
Dang.
you cheer for. What?
Are you a big Rick and Morty fan? Or you
Like
just,
an average size Rick and Morty fan. I
have
don't
you
know.
ever watched it outside
Compared to Donnie, I guess I'm
Did
a
you
big
just watch-
Rick and Morty fan.
Did you just watch a reel about two guys breaking down that clip?
We've literally watched like 40 episodes of Rick and Morty while in
Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah, but that's the only time.
You were on your phone. I didn't know you were paying attention.
I've seen it before.
Okay, fair enough. I just didn't think you would be a fan.
I'm very cultured.
I didn't know you
It's
liked good
catchy.
shows.
Sometimes sacrilegious, which makes me super uncomfortable. It's like the only episodes of The Office that I have to skip. Just a little too much. I don't like sacrilegion.
They have that in the office?
Sacrilegious stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I mean, just a little bit.
What do you expect from Hollywood?
Hollywood, exactly. What are the worst movies? Everybody always talks about your top 5 movies. What are your bottom 5?
I got one.
Hey, quiet.
You're not on the audio team today,
Yep.
Ty. Come around here and tell me. And
What?
if you say the movie that I think you might be saying just to make me mad, I'm going to fire you on the spot. What is it? Crazy Rich Asians. It's a movie?
It's regarded as like one of the best. Like women love it. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I never even heard of it.
I've not seen that movie, but
Pretty much anything
one
that,
of 'em.
pretty much any modern movie, most modern movies that come out nowadays.
Yeah.
anything woke.
Anything woke, or even just, we watched a movie last night. I don't know if this is top 5 worst movies ever, but it's called Wolf Man, right? 2 words. Wolf Man.
Sounds familiar. Who's
Yeah.
in it?
I have no names that I recognize.
Okay.
I'm sure they're fine actors. But anyway, the movie is made, you can tell the guy that directed this movie is terrified of the woods. You ever notice that nowadays? People make movies and you can tell like, oh, they're just scared of being outside at all.
You mean their actor is they're actually scared of it?
Just the whole story. Like that, you can tell these people have never been in the woods or held a gun before. Like, I don't know. It really bothered me.
That doesn't sound like enough reason to hate a movie.
Okay, well then also, it's just
District 9. Anybody seen that?
Whoa.
See, no,
You
I've
don't-
never seen that.
you don't like that movie.
That looks
you
like a
kidding
bad
me?
movie.
I
so
kinda like that
haven't
movie.
watched it.
The sci-fi movie?
Yeah.
District 9?
Yeah, Charlotte Copley. Yeah,
It's in my bottom 5.
See, if that's in your
Correct.
bottom 5, then where do you put Dances with Wolves? Because those are pretty much the same movie.
False.
I beg, pretty much the same
District
movie.
9, the alien movie?
Yeah,
You're an idiot.
I like that one.
He says the same thing about Avatar.
I don't like Avatar. I didn't like it.
I couldn't even finish it.
No.
That would be in my bottom 5 as
Yeah.
well. You like that movie, Donnie?
You don't like Avatar?
It's so weird.
The blue people Avatar or the Last Airbender Avatar?
Put them both together. I don't care.
Well, they're both good.
They're
so-
both bad. I don't care.
They always act like the Avatar.
I'm sorry, Donnie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it enough. To be honest, when
It's-
I started to watch it, I couldn't get into it.
Fair enough.
It's just Dances with Wolves, but everybody's blue. You know, like,
Not everything's Dances with Wolves.
almost everything is pretty much
Last
Dances
House
with
on
Wolves.
the Left is in my bottom 5. I walked out of the theater on that one.
Oh.
Have y'all seen that?
Nope.
I remember that movie. It's like takes place World War II. They crash a plane into the ocean.
Unbreakable?
Yeah, I remember that movie. I fell asleep during
With
that movie.
Bruce Willis?
No.
I think that's Unbreakable.
Yeah, that he's a superhero in that movie.
When that train wrecks and he's like
It's not
unhurt.
the same movie.
That is, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, not the same movie.
Not the same. Unbroken. I believe,
Unbroken. Thank you. Yep.
is the-
Unbroken. What is that movie? Tell it again.
It's like they're part of an air crew during World War II, and they crash in the Pacific and get caught by the Japanese.
But he was a really good runner before.
Yeah,
so he's
he
But
able
wasn't
to-
it a true story?
It is
Yeah.
a true story. I just remember falling asleep.
I didn't care for the movie. I remember it being a true story, and I felt like I was supposed to be inspired,
Yeah.
but I was not.
I also think Hacksaw Ridge is kind of trash.
Is that the one where he doesn't?
He
use-
doesn't carry a weapon, and like Vince Vaughn is his sergeant, and it's just I don't know. I like Vince Vaughn. It just wasn't very.
That's one of
fitting.
those that, like, I'm not even gonna try to watch it.
Any of the new Star Wars movies, they're
Mm,
garbage.
I will say though that like there's one good one.
Which one?
Rogue One.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Donnie,
Rogue
I'm
One.
really curious. Is Tombstone in your bottom 5?
No, it's not.
You just
I
It's not
gotta
in your
you
top
gotta
5.
respect it because of how big of a cult following it has.
Well, it's also a good movie.
you respect cults?
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant like there's a mass of people that like the movie, so it's obviously not that bad.
I think you're referring to when you say the mass of people, you're just talking about everybody else but you. That's a great movie.
I
You
don't
got to
know if-
reach out to me on DMs and wanted me to join a cult.
They're just DMing.
tell
They're
them
just
you're already
sliding
in
into
one?
DMs now.
What?
That's how they get people now. They just slide into DMs.
Yeah.
You tell them you're already in one.
No.
Been
I
in many
told them.
cults. Been a leader
them.
in some, follower in others.
I think he thought the conversation was going to go a little easier for him. Anyways,
What's the sales pitch like? Oh, is your business Saturday? You know.
he he responded to a like, which I don't know how. I guess I should know better about how you can interact on Instagram, but I guess I had liked a video making fun of cults, and he was like, "Hey, man, if you want to come over to the dark side,
Yeah.
I can teach you."
I'm
That's-
sure-
That's not one of the weirdest DMs that I've gotten.
what's one of the weirdest.
It would like really bring the podcast mood down, so I
Oh.
don't want to say it.
That's fine.
So,
That's fine.
yeah.
We can stick with the cult leaders.
It's crazy that like the number of people out there, I will say. I'm not going to go into detail about this one guy. Like he would just like message me like hello, and I would message him back. Like he was a kid, and I talked to him. I would interact with him. Like I could tell he was
Right.
maybe not the most popular kid in school. And so like I sent him, it was on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I would like interact with the guy. And then he committed like a heinous crime. Yeah.
How
That's
do you know
wild.
that?
Because I know someone who, he was like, "Do you know so-and-so?" And I was like, "I think that's the kid that," yeah, I think that he sent me a Snapchat of one of my friend's trucks. Like he was just in the same place. He saw where I had been. And
Was it a kid from up around where we were just from?
mm-hmm.
And he had a girlfriend?
Mm-mm.
No.
Doesn't really matter who it is. The specifics of it. Did you tell him like, yeah, follow your dreams, man?
Stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it was like lighthearted,
And
surface level conversation. But I was like, because I get a lot of Snapchats. I don't get to respond to all of them, but this kid would message me all the time. And anyways, but then same thing, like if one of your followers might pass away, crazy. Like, I don't know. It just makes it really, it makes like, because sometimes we're making videos out here in the world, in our own little world, and you feel like you're not really making an impact. And then like this one chick got a Rodeo Time tattoo because her buddy who died in a car crash loved our videos. It's just like, oh dang, we were an influence on this person up until they passed away. Anyhow, I'm not sure how we got to that topic. Oh, what's the weirdest DM I've gotten?
Some guy asked you to be a cult or to be in a cult.
Yeah, that one was pretty weird. The other one was DMing someone who would later commit a crime. Yeah. Anyhow.
So you're an accessory.
I don't think so.
Did he be like, hey man, you ever come across like a Master Lock 420 or something? And you're like, yeah.
So worst movies. That's where we got. What character would you play in a movie? What movie best portrays your? It's like if you had to pick yourself out of a movie, who would it be?
Sonny from the Cowboy Way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepper.
I agree with that. I agree with that one.
It's very spot on, even down to the mustache.
But the way Sonny shoots down a lot of Pepper's ideas, you know, I do the same thing with Donnie a lot. He does the same thing with me also.
I was going to say, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I think I would be Dale in Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Which one is Dale? Big one or skinny one?
The chubby one.
Yeah.
I would there's probably like a version of me in both.
I could see that.
It's kind of like, I see a lot of like Gus and Woodrow in those two characters.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover.
We had a doozy of a day.
Not really, but if you haven't seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
You think
You
you're
need
Gus
to.
and Woodrow.
Sorry?
You think you're Gus and Woodrow.
I think I have
You're just that well-rounded.
Gus. No, I don't think it's probably a good thing. I probably take the bad qualities from each.
Gotcha.
It kind of just depends on what
I'm
part of the
much
day.
more Dale in Tucker and Dale versus Evil than I am Gus from Lonesome Dove. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of thinking.
I think it just depends on what time of the day. What time of the day for Dale Brisby? In the morning, definitely more of a Woodrow.
I think it depends on the activity.
Oh, that's true too.
It depends on. Are we talking about Warehouse Dale with Rodeo Time shenanigans that I've got to take care of? You're dealing with Woodrow.
Mm-hmm.
If we're filming, that's the highlight of my day.
Right.
And so you're dealing with Gus, the Gus version, the closer to Gus version of Dale.
Yeah. I want to take back the Sonny and Pepper thing. I think you're more Pepper than I am Sonny. I don't think that's close to me at all, actually. I talk too much.
Yeah, I just thought it would be a funny thing to say. I don't really think I'm Pepper either.
Yeah.
We're talking about Donnie's mom. I'm probably more Dish. I was in love with her, and your dad scooped her away from me.
Sweet.
Do kids come up to you at rodeos and say something about your mom?
No, not really. But
Okay.
they probably will now that they heard this.
Is your mom?
I don't think kids listen to this.
Is your mom aware of it?
Probably not. No, she doesn't watch any of Dale's videos.
Oh, cool. No harm, no foul.
She gets enough FaceTime with me. I got a question yesterday. Are you Donnie's dad?
Maybe.
Still waiting on the paperwork.
You wish.
You wish. Here's one for Roy Cooper. Super
Oh,
Looper.
yeah, that's terrible.
God rest his soul.
Super Looper.
Man was an icon.
Huh?
Man was an icon.
That's a rodeo legend. I think he was an 8-time world champ.
Damn.
Was he? Was it 8?
I don't.
Yeah. What are you doing here? If you don't know, you're supposed to Google that. Carson told Donnie this morning that he looked tired. Is that a nice way of saying you look ugly?
Yes.
That's what Donnie said.
He did win the world 8 times. I agree. You have to be very careful if there's a woman there and you say, "Oh, you look tired." Like, ooh.
That's just a kind way to say, you look really ugly
Yeah,
today.
you
should
look-
do something different
You look
tomorrow.
bad. Yeah. Whatever
Yeah.
makeup you forgot, like, you should go back.
Whatever you did this morning, don't repeat it.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest food you've eaten?
Mm.
I think for me, it's calf fries. It's not weird to me, but I believe if you were to ask the world would say, that's pretty weird.
Porcupine.
You've eaten porcupine?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Wasn't too bad. But yeah, looking back now, like, you can't just tell people that. And then one time
You've also eaten horse, though.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's the weirdest one.
Most of the world eats horse.
Uh,
It's not
yeah,
weird
but
that,
I think-
that little
I
old
don't know.
Cole did.
I don't know. Porcupine's a varmint.
Right.
That's more of like, what's the poorest you've been? I was eating porcupine. Like, that's the answer to that question. Well, I don't know. Eating a horse is pretty poor. I'm not trying to bring up your financial status here.
It sounds like we are. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the weirdest food you've eaten, Donnie?
Probably like turtle or something like that, which isn't weird to like backwoods people. I think they really enjoy it. But
Was it you that had that super weird sushi in that one spot? Remember?
oh, that was terrible. In Dallas,
It had the eggs on it.
a lot of them have eggs on it.
I think
but this
you
was,
asked her favorite.
Yeah, and
What's your
she
favorite?
was Japanese, and I guess she had a very different palate than I did because it was awful.
Yeah.
You tried it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Hmm.
That was just the worst food. I don't know if it's the weirdest.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it weird. I'm sure lots of people have eaten.
What's your most useless skill?
Solving a Rubik's Cube.
Mine's being able to bench press 340. You know, what good does that do anyone? You know? I don't know.
Donnie?
I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of useless skills. My
I
skills are
think
all
probably
pretty useful.
being able to stay in a cold plunge for a long time is pretty useless. I guess it's good for me personally, but overall, what good is that going to do me?
21 minutes. That's how long it took for us to get to the cold plunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's me saying it's useless.
They say that I've been reading that cold plunge reduces muscle growth by like 60%.
Reduces?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you've been doing.
That's Dale's problem.
Oh, that's what it is.
To be honest, ever since my shoulder surgery, I haven't done the old 8 and 9 minute cold plunges. 89 minutes.
That's
That's
a long
right.
time. I'm pretty sure you would get hyperthermia.
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it? Yeah. So, was it just a fad, or is cold plunge is it a real thing?
No, I still get in them every
Right.
day,
Huh.
but just not for that long.
What do you think is more beneficial, the sauna or the cold plunge?
According to the literature, people are saying the sauna,
Yeah.
but not for my mental strength.
Right.
When does that start to kick in?
The mental strength?
Yeah.
For the
Like how
sauna?
long do you have to cold plunge for before you become mentally?
Right now, not very long.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Once they cut me and I had to take a break, I think it was 8 weeks. Getting back in, I went from easy 8 minutes. Sometimes I'd stay 10. 30 seconds is a grind. They say you don't get used to cold weather, but I disagree.
Do you miss when you were just cold plunging on your back porch?
I miss the convenience of it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did you cold plunge on your back porch when it was cold this year?
Not this year.
Remember when you were swimming across the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in my cold plunge prime.
Yeah. Prime?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's when I was able to stay in them for a very long time.
God,
Oh,
that was
I thought that
funny.
was like at the very beginning
It was in the beginning.
before you had a cold plunge.
Did you get a rash or something from that? I'm trying to remember.
No,
You-
that was because I got in the.
He would just turn red.
I had
Ah.
had my surgery, collarbone surgery, not the shoulder surgery, and they put. I don't know what they give you. I guess the nerve block or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it made my whole. You could tell there was a very distinct line, a red line.
Kevin had it too.
Kevin had it as
Ah.
well because he had the same surgery.
I
We
just
were collarbone brothers.
I just remember because I could not stop laughing. Dale started swimming across the tank, and it was a hilarious thought to me. Just we went out there one morning, Dale was just like floating in the tank.
Yeah, hair kind of
hair just kind of spread out a little bit, and then the real debate began of how long we could keep rodeo time without Dale.
Cole used to tell me this scenario all the time. He's like, "What if we go find him out there and he's just floating?"
Every now and then, Cole's got some great ideas, but every now and then he has a bad one.
I don't think it was a bad idea, but he was just.
Oh, it'd just be hilarious.
I feel like
he told me that like scenario like 10 times, and he would laugh the same way.
if it was too cold and we weren't able to get you, we were like, "Oh, we got to go get him." Like, do we have to? Like,
your mustard idea came to fruition. You did that.
oh, it was hilarious.
We had to not be here for him to do it, though.
Yeah.
I just needed a free hour with Donnie and Dale not here.
What kitchen utensil would you have as hands? Easy.
Are they
Tongs.
both the same, or
Tongs, baby.
can you have two different ones?
They got to be the same.
Yeah, tongs. Tongs is a good choice.
Yeah, what if it was something slippery though?
I like tongs. That's the only way to cook a steak.
What if they were like tongs with like fork ends, so you could still...
Stabby tongs.
Stabby tongs.
That's what they call those.
Yep. Do they actually?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I call them.
That would be the most
I thought I
utilitarian.
invented something.
Around my condo.
What if you were forced? What if they were spoons? Like, how long could you get around with spoons?
What's one mistake you're grateful for? One mistake you've made? Donnie's mom. And the t-shirt machine.
Man, don't make that many mistakes. It's just really tough.
Yeah,
It's
working
really-
at rodeo time.
It's really hard.
Yeah, just working here.
There's so few of them. I was going to say go to Texas, but
Dream
as a joke.
song collab. I got a pretty good one. I think NF and Shane Smith.
Damn.
I think that would be a really cool dream collab.
Yeah.
Because they're both good at like sad songs. I like sad songs. Shane's typically, I would consider Shane way more upbeat than NF, but I bet if like there was like some country in it and then NF did some of his rapping.
Who's the guy?
AC/DC
Who?
and
George Strait.
I don't know if that's the same kind of vibe. I was gonna say like maybe like Ryan Bingham or something like that.
Oh. Ryan Bingham and AC/DC?
Yeah.
He did that once.
Did he?
Well, he kind of had a rock album that came out there.
Yeah, but a good one.
I'm
That
thinking
would be pretty awesome.
Co Wetzel and Big X the Plug.
Hey, I'm Cole Wetzel.
That would be a good collab.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you got, Turnpike and
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Turnpike and Bingham.
Yeah, no, Turnpike and AC/DC. That's a way better.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
That's way better.
Yeah. I was going to say Turnpike, and there's a gal singer there.
Jesse Murph.
I was going to say Brandy Carlisle. Yeah. Anyway, worth a Google, probably. Yeah, Turnpike and her. That would be cool. Bingham and AC/DC, though?
No,
you don't think that would work?
Maybe it could. I don't know. I like Ryan Bingham and I like AC/DC.
What's your workout playlist in the mornings? Hasn't been a whole lot of angry songs. Very introspective. Very, very melancholy.
Old school.
Is that
Took my love and I took
Yeah.
it down.
Yep.
Stevie Nicks? It's cool.
Fleetwood
That's
Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
I'm just
Yeah.
sometimes you just
Take on me. Take on me.
Dale's just doing
And then I'll wrap it up with Limp Bizkit Behind Blue Eyes.
yeah. It's just weird. Like,
In my dreams.
I don't know. I just don't.
it's not weird. I'm not cussing you.
Yeah. Hey, Bro-Tater Chip. If you like getting swole-o-matic, then get yourself some Protein on MountainOps.com. Hey, or if you just like being healthy, whether you're trying to bulk up, get healthy, have energy, go to MountainOps.com and use code Kevin for 20% off. Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day. because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. So there's, for my Mountain Ops mornings plug, there's either like, they've got like 3 kind of types of, really 4 types of things you could take. I'll start from the bottom. Enduro, which has the nootropics and it's like cardio,
caffeine.
but no caffeine. Then Ignite, which is just like their everyday energy drink. Old Sun Super Punch are 2 flavors in both of those. And then there's Yeti, which is a pre-workout. And then there's Yeti Mode. So Ignite and Yeti, the 2 in the middle, they have 200 milligrams of caffeine. And then Yeti Mode has 300 milligrams of caffeine. So there's some mornings I'm like Enduro with no caffeine. There's some mornings where I'm just Ignite and I'm listening to Fleetwood Mac. And then if I use Yeti or Yeti Mode, 2 or 300, then I'm about to get. Then I'm probably going to listen to some NF.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering this morning.
But not after I use code Dale on mountainops.com.
As one should.
As one should.
As one should.
Why am I having to buy my own? Because they don't sponsor me yet. But one day they might.
They don't sponsor me, but I have a code.
You also have a shirt. That's a cool shirt.
Yeah, I did get this. Yeah, their apparel is for real. I like
they
it.
do. They do well with
Their
apparel.
bags. They have the best bags.
The best bags.
Anyways, I'm really not trying to do a plug here. I know that's what it turned into, but
I know,
for real
but
though,
if you want a bag, go to mountainops.com and use code Donnie.
but for real though, like some mornings I just want to move around and do some goblet squats with a very light dumbbell.
Oh no, it was cool. But
other mornings I want to listen to NF.
we kind of.
Is it time to talk about who's leaving?
I'm interested now. Sorry, now. I meant I completely forgot about it until just now. It's not us, right? You're not trying to fire. That would be. Side note, though, pretty bitching way to fire somebody later. Be like, come on the podcast, man.
Yeah, jump on here.
It's all content.
I got a little
You'd be nothing without us.
list of some video output would definitely slow down for a while.
You know who we're like right now? The 2 Muppet old men like sit in the balcony.
All right. So who's leaving?
I
is-
wish I was.
And he doesn't know it yet, but Ty Rogers had a good run with our friend Harrison. It's not official yet, so I'm not going to say who he may have taken a job from. And if he doesn't take the job, then he doesn't know it yet, but his ass has got to go. No, I'm just kidding. He's on the media team. It is going to create a spot open, but I've kind of already been thinking about hiring another person. So there might be 2 spots open on the media team. If you are interested in a media position at Rodeo Time, then text the word media, MEDIA, I think is how you spell media, to my phone number.
What got me?
940-353-0890. And I'll send out information on how to apply for that job. Harrison, are you disgruntled?
I wouldn't say so.
I wouldn't say so.
Not necessarily.
Does that mean you're kind of disgruntled?
No, I like being here.
Okay. He likes being here, he says.
Really didn't want to live with Ty.
Sounds like he's disgruntled. We were going to move him in with Ty. Carson moved out. Carson was living with Ty and he moved out. Kevin was living with Ty and he moved out. So there's an open spot at Ty's house because we were going to move Harrison in and now he quit. So
The 2, you don't even know if the 2 are related, okay? You don't just say them.
We don't know they're not, though. The only
we
thing
don't
that
know-
stays consistent is
we don't know that they're not related, Ty. So do I need to do a little investigating on Ty, Harrison?
Let me live with you.
Maybe, but it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Maybe, but it doesn't have anything to do with. All right, Ty, let's have a sit down after this. And I don't mean pooping. Okay. No, but for real, we do have a spot open. Pay depends on experience. If you have no experience and you have to use all of my equipment,
You get no pay.
then you get no. But if you're like a really good shooter out there and you know how to set up either a Sony FX3, is that what we have here?
Yes.
Or Panasonic GH5, if you know how to run those, hopefully you use Final Cut Pro. You're not one of them Premiere bros.
Or if you are Premiere, just like be willing to switch.
Because it's a big headache.
Yeah.
Regardless, we need some media help. We love putting out videos. We want to put out more.
Do they have to be funny? Is that
The videos,
I mean, just
primarily,
yeah.
I'm kind of a comedian. I
Right.
like to consider myself one.
It's
I know
just-
you don't think I'm that funny.
that's not true at all. I think
Doesn't
you're
think you're that funny without him
I know.
telling you what to
I
say.
know. Yeah.
What?
Yes, you are that easy to read. We know how you feel about me. Does the employee have to be funny?
Yeah.
Why would they have to be funny?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes it helps to have a
It-
sense of humor making comedy videos.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like asking, do they have to be a hard worker?
Well, do they?
Yes, of course.
Ty's still here.
Yeah, that's true. What superpower would you guys want? I already have one. It's my bull riding
Oh,
powers.
right.
But I would want to teleport. I've always wanted to teleport.
Mm.
You
Like
could
that-
go to so many rodeos.
Like that
also-
movie Jumper.
Yeah, I like the movie Jumper. You could go to a lot of rodeos. I don't know that time travel is
You could
appropriate.
do a lot of. You could go to a lot of rodeos if you could fly.
Yeah, but you'd still have to fly there.
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be
If
chill.
you could teleport, you could just be there.
If you could just fly right now, same body, and you were just suddenly flying, you would freeze to death if you were flying as high as they do.
Well, you
in
don't
the
have
Why
to
would you
fly
have to
that
fly
high.
I'm just saying, yeah. Anyway, you get bugs in your eyes now and everything. I'll stick with driving. Flying seems like a lame one.
Why would you have to? Why would you do that at all? Just teleport.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
understand why you would want to.
So, can you teleport stuff with you? Like, can you teleport your bull rope?
Mm. Yeah. What if you're just naked every
No,
time?
you can't.
What if it's like Terminator?
So
you're
then-
just naked every
Then
time
you have to
go
get a
through it?
new bull rope every time you go. Or
No, you just borrow one. But I'd be so good, everyone would want me to use theirs.
but
I am
also,
so good.
You could
I mean,
use.
in that fictional world, I am me, and I am the greatest bull rider still,
Right.
which is not fiction.
But now you just show up naked at rodeos randomly across the United States.
Yeah, do clothes teleport with you?
No.
Mm.
Sounds like a.
Yeah, I don't want that superpower.
No, me neither.
yeah,
I do.
I,
think-
I also would want to be able to heat up food with my mind.
that
I don't want to use the microwave.
just
Freaks me out.
the
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do feel like that's probably not good for you.
it doesn't feel right.
Use
How is the
oven.
plate not warm?
I believe it has to do with the
Don't try to explain it to me. I'm just telling you.
Microwaves. It has to
Yeah.
do with the microwaves.
I'm not looking for the actual answer. I'm just saying it's way different than an oven.
Yeah, for sure.
You're right, it is. But you're okay with an air fryer?
I've never used an air fryer.
I don't know the science behind an air fryer.
I'm
Having
not
to
okay with
reheat
air-
a meal anyway, I guess if I had a superpower, I could maybe just have give myself a bunch of money and then not have to eat leftovers. Which brings me to the most important question. Do you pray over leftovers? Because they've already been prayed for once. Is it necessary?
I don't think that's the point of praying over your food, right?
Is it?
I mean, if you just bless things once, then you were good. I thought it was just about being grateful no matter what. Be grateful for leftovers.
Yeah, but you've already told God you're grateful for them.
You don't think he needs reminding? A lot of
I don't think he needs reminding. He knows everything all the time. I've already said it once. Is right. I'm just saying it's a question.
Well, then by that logic, I went to church a couple years ago. I don't need to go back. He
Yeah,
knows
but
where I stand.
Yeah, but you forgot it. You keep sinning.
I did not.
Yes, huh?
What?
'Cause you're a sinner.
Aren't we all?
For we have all sinned and
Yeah,
fallen
but you're
short of the
asking
glory
why
of
do we
God,
not need
him
to go
only.
back to church? Yeah, we are all. That's why we all need to go to church.
And that's why I think we should also pray over leftovers.
Yeah, but that food's already been prayed over.
I don't think that's
I already
the point.
went to church.
I don't think that's the point.
No, you're using a different. I think that you probably have a good argument until you use that as the analogy.
I'm still thankful for leftovers.
Yeah, but you've already told God you were. What's the coolest name you've ever heard?
Pecos McCool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Our new graphic designer. Nobody tried to steal him.
there was a PBR bull
Which
rider.
brings me to rodeotime.com. We have the coolest new stuff. Welcome, rodeo. Howdy, rodeo fans. Also, this hoodie. No, this hoodie's Can-Am. I don't sell this. But I do drive a Can-Am. If you don't, you ain't no cowboy. But rodeotime.com, we have the coolest new designs. Caps, shirts, all the above. And if you don't check it out, then you ain't no cowboy. Thanks to Pecos McCool. We've got some new designs coming this fall. Oh, and also in May, buy one, get one is on like a yawn from a fawn at dawn. I just came up with that.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, I mean,
So pretty much anything that's not new is open for the free one. When you buy something, go buy something new, and then you get to pick the free thing on rodeotime.com the entire month of May. And if you're watching this in June, don't worry. There's still some rewards on there. It'll be like if you spend $50, you pick something free. But in the month of May, you buy one, you get one. Buy this new cap, and then pick a really... So it's not just like 3 things that we're trying to get rid of.
watching this in June, what is the future like?
Also,
did the Dow Jones rally?
Yeah. Which brings us to our next topic, which is politics. And this is what I really want to get into. Everybody's stance on our right to bear arms. We're going to talk about abortion. We're going to talk about the death penalty. Get into the real hard-hitting questions that every comedian should have an opinion on.
This is where you should form your
This
opinions.
is where you need to form your opinions.
These two young interns and that older guy.
No, Addie asked me, she was like, what's the most overrated thing about pop culture right now? And that's what I thought is their opinions on politics.
Dude, any actor's political stance.
I don't even want to. That's why my not podcast. This is very public. My Bible study is private. Like, I'm just not a preacher. If you want to hear what I have to say, then I'll send you a private link, but I don't feel called to just go on YouTube and just give sermons yet. I don't know. Maybe I do in the future. I'm very, what's it called?
Humble?
No. Not at all. I'm kind of an arrogant asshole. I'm very torn on like some people's motivations as to being like online preachers. I'm not supposed to judge it, but I kind of do need to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to listen to them.
Right.
So I need to have discernment. I don't need to judge whether or not they're Christians. I imagine they're probably Christians, but anyhow. I talk about this internal battle I have on in my Bible studies. I've done like 47 of them, maybe.
Weird flex, but all right.
Yeah.
I'm not flexing.
Okay.
That's not that many.
Okay.
I agree.
Because at the ripe old age of 52 years old, I should have done way more than 47 Bible studies.
The
That's not
internet
even
wasn't
one
even
per
invented
year.
until you were like 30.
Huh?
I said, well, the internet wasn't even invented until you were like 30.
Right. But I'm just saying, 47 Bible studies across a guy's lifetime, that's not very many. So that's not a flex, Donnie.
I'm just glad you're doing them for the right reasons. And if you buy a shirt at rodeotime.com, there's
a
going to be
plug
more.
in every Bible study. No, there's not a plug, but the way you get in on the Bible study is you have to text this number.
940-353-0890.
You text the word Bible to that number, and I'll send out my Bible study. Well, also, once you have texted that number, you might occasionally get marketing texts. Like I'm going to text people about the BOGO. And some people do get mad because they are here for the Bible study and not to hear about a shirt.
Hey.
And so my explanation is I'm a YouTuber that occasionally does a Bible study.
Love that money.
I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher that has a T-shirt
You
line.
just had like a solid gold Bible. Bible study's really been kicking off, guys.
Thank you, Lord, for that cool $3.5 million. Love that money, y'all.
But I'm not a preacher with an apparel line. I'm a YouTuber that also has a Bible study, meaning my phone number is for marketing purposes. So you're going to get a marketing text message on there occasionally. But yeah, I've had some people get mad.
But we're also going to talk about Jesus,
Oh,
baby.
Dale's trying to lure us in with his gospel spread, and now he wants to sell me a T-shirt. I don't know if that was a Southern expression or a gay expression. Maybe it was a Southern gay. That's what that
That
was.
was a Southern gay that's angry about Dale's
That was
Bible
an angry
study.
Southern gay.
The elusive.
Which I have nothing against that individual. I might have something against their ideology. Love the individual. Be against the ideology. Is that okay? That's what Matt Chandler said.
You tell me.
Yeah.
You're the one doing the Bible study, man. I'm listening to you on this stuff.
What's the coolest name you've ever heard? Did I ask you that?
Yeah.
Braden, Jerry, Dude, Ben. It's the coolest name I've heard.
That's pretty good.
Wawa and Brandon's brother.
Mm.
What theme song would be the theme song for your life?
Either the Cowboy song by Thin Lizzy or... That's a great one. You know what I mean? That song's got it all. I'm not saying like me specifically. I never...
Well, that's what I was
Kinda did.
asking.
You kinda
was
did.
you specifically?
it'd be
This
a
one's
cool-
mine. That's it.
Pretty good. R.I.P. Toby Keith.
R.I.P. Toby Keith.
Rip.
He's up there roping with Roy Cooper. That's a sad day. Kind of brought down the whole mood of the Brandon pin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys just got back from...
Branding.
How was it?
Got him. You know what? A lot of people say that nice guys can't get the cows gathered. We got the cows gathered in very dense fog. Dense means thick, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Or
Very-
stupid.
What?
Or stupid. You're being
Huh?
dense right now.
Me?
Headed.
What?
It also means stupid.
Oh. we got the cows gathered in very stupid fog. And I mean, like, you could not you could not see your next man. It was wild, wasn't it?
It
Were
was.
you nervous about getting lost?
No, I have my compass.
Yeah, but you didn't know what direction we were supposed to go.
Yeah, I did because I got a heading.
Horse will always find
You got a
his way
what?
back.
When we were sitting there waiting, I got a heading. Like, I was like, I know that we're headed that way. Like,
Oh.
I got a 45 degree. I knew the pins were over there somewhere.
Mm.
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 Mm. I could see both of my next men for pretty much.
I
most of the
couldn't
time.
because I was second to the end. Which means like
There was a few times
I was maybe the most handy guy there
Yeah.
because the guy setting up the drive, he wants to take the top hands with him all the way to the end of the drive.
Right.
That's what I mean
Yeah.
by that. And so there we went, and we were off. And yeah, so Gene, or I really did. I was like, oh, that's cool. Gene took me all the way to the end of the drive. And I was like, man, he must think highly of me. But right next to me, he put Ben, his brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
who's really handy. And so about
Babysit.
midway through, I was wondering, maybe he thinks Ben, the highest of Ben. And he was like, Gene was thinking he and Ben could really help guide me all
Right.
the way so I don't get lost, which is probably the more realistic version. Because let's face it, I kind of look like the kind of guy that'll let a cow get away.
Ah,
I may not be, but I do look like him.
only when we're taking off in the dark and you've got sunglasses on.
Right.
Hey, somebody keep a close eye on that guy.
Yeah. Because he ain't going to be able to. Driving in the dark is the hardest.
while we're
Anyway.
So I was really prepared for a follow-up question there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to some. I don't know that they're necessarily rapid fire.
I felt like this whole thing has been rapid fire.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of move fast when I'm on the old ranch fuels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to extrapolate.
Because they have caffeine in them. Not to be confused with ranch water. A lot of people think that I'm like promoting some sort of alcoholic beverage, and I am not. This is just caffeine, people.
I am. I'm MC'd hammered.
I mean, the only thing keeping a ranch fuel away from being ranch water is
It's
alcohol.
tequila.
Yeah.
That's the only thing keeping really any drink from being alcoholic, Cole.
You've got a point. Now we're syncing up here.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Cats.
Yeah. Cats.
No. Mini ponies. Followed by F1 Bramers, crosses.
Mm.
Then maybe some cats.
I feel like raccoons. I feel like everybody likes raccoons. I feel like raccoons would just be, you know.
I think possums would be meaner than raccoons.
I don't think they'd be meaner. I think they'd just be dumb.
I don't think possums would have much to say.
No.
They'd just be looking at you all stupid.
With their mouth open.
Yeah, like you'd be, this is amazing. I can talk to animals. Like, tell me, Mr. Possum.
Oh, that's
how-
what Ty would be then. A possum. I could see that.
Seems like a realistic
It's a
answer.
very realistic possibility.
Tell me how your day has been, Mr. Possum. You're like, I've been out here.
Eating trash.
All the there's been a number of skunks recently, by the way, test positive for rabies.
Yeah.
Like
heard
it's a
that.
big deal around here.
Do you think we did
That
some damage to the
is
population?
why we kill those suckers. Not just because they
I
stink.
have no remorse for killing.
Dude, no remorse.
Everybody was like kind of freaking out about that video.
Not everybody.
Not everybody, but
There's a lot.
there was one kid. He was like, "I'm a hunter, and I think this is ridiculous." And I'm like, that is a stupid statement." Like,
yeah.
I don't know. He was living under a house, spraying under a house. I let him die.
Could be rabid.
I let him die unafraid. Like, we let him go. He thought he was getting away. He was unafraid,
Yep.
and I didn't miss. I
No,
killed
you did
him
not.
very fast.
I like how that guy sounds like somebody who hasn't killed a skunk.
Everything.
Sense a little jealousy there.
Or he definitely hasn't had a skunk under his house.
Yeah.
Certainly that.
Everything deserves to die unafraid. And he died unafraid.
One of them bombed here, underneath.
Is that why you're leaving us?
Mm.
Seems like a pretty fixable problem. Wish you would have came to us sooner.
Yeah, you've seen how we react to skunks that are under our people's houses.
Mercilessly.
You accepted the offer during this podcast, or it's too late because the skunk already sprayed? Skunk already sprayed. I hope you're enjoying a ranch fuel as you're listening to this episode of Rodeo Time. Use code DALE on ranchfuel.com for 15% off, old son. Drink up and use code DALE on ranchfuel.com. Total Feeds is what keeps the herd powered here at Radiator Ranch. And Total Equine is what I've been giving Boone for 10 years. He's 24 years old and still going strong. You can get it on Chewy.com or a dealer near you. What's one food you would have for the rest of your life?
Dinty Moore stew.
I think y'all know what it is for me.
A ribeye steak.
I'm a ribeye man.
Prime. If it's prime, I don't know if you'd ever get tired. If it was a prime ribeye steak, I don't know if you'd ever get tired of it. Just a regular USDA, how do you say that if it's not prime?
What did you like most about Arizona?
Rapid fire. What did you like most about
What
Arizona?
did you like most? Xeon Data 2 asked.
I
The
don't know.
fact that I had a guide in Derek Begay. That's what I liked the most.
No cell service.
I didn't like that the most. Also, we did have cell service.
I liked
we literally had Starlink.
Yeah, I just kind of told myself I didn't.
We had Wi-Fi.
I liked how
Yeah.
remote it was.
I just like to throw, just just not be on my phone.
Yeah.
Also, Derek Begay. Yeah, I don't know. Derek
The
Begay,
people, yeah, the
pretty
people
awesome.
in general.
the sense of humor.
How do you stay positive during hard times?
Kind of just
Tines?
Yeah. I'm guessing like on a deer.
That's what I would think.
how do you stay positive?
If I'm dealing with hard times, never dealt with soft times, then I'm probably pretty positive because that means I just downed a big one.
I guess just be glad that you're outside doing what you love. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how you get points from bull riding. That it was just who can stay on for 8 seconds. So the rules behind bull riding are
It's
I'm
opinion.
number one. I'm number one. And how you can compete to be number two, you got to ride the bull for 8 seconds. And then there's 2 judges. Let's say Ty and Donnie are both judges. They both marked me at least 90 points. How did I get those 90 points? Each of them are responsible for 50 points, up to 50, 1 to 50. 25 for the bull, 25 for the rider. So that's a possible 50 for one judge, 50 for the other. If I got 90, that means 45 and 45, probably. So they gave the bull a 22. They gave daddy a 23. 22 plus 23, 45. 45 plus 45 is 92 points. You can take that to the bank. The judge is supposed to look at different criteria. And in the back of the PRCA manual, which the only book more important is the Bible, you have 12 criteria that you look at for the bucking of the animal and the riding of the rider. That's what they're supposed to go by. Sometimes there's some hype behind it. They think my hair looks good. I chunked the deuce and they thought that was cool. You get a little brownie points. So, blue shirt bonus, as some people call it, with the Wright brothers. Some people think that they get extra points because they wear, it is a very pretty blue.
Guess I've never thought of it like that, but yeah, you're right. It is. It is pretty.
No, there's differing opinions. Sometimes when you see a world champ get points, they'll say that they just get those world champ bonus points. But if you watch, especially like bronc riding, I think it's maybe the easiest to tell the difference. Well, if you slow-mo it, there's just little subtle things that those guys do that are above and beyond what maybe number 45 in the world is going to do. So that's my general consensus. But it does come down to a matter of opinion, which is why there's room for debate there, because one judge might just really, it comes down to that judge's opinion. But that's why the Kid Rockin' Rodeo is so exciting, because it's a race. There's no, your opinion doesn't matter. It's a timed event. It makes the timed event exciting.
But a timed event is always a timed event.
Right, but it's not as exciting when you don't get to watch them run side by side.
For sure. I'll agree
That's
with
what
that.
the Kid Rockin' Rodeo brings to the table, which I'm a coach for.
Even real.
Trevor Brazil and I are co-coaches. And
Is it or you share equal responsibility?
pretty much. I definitely do more work than he does. That's for sure. But Fred Whitfield asked Trevor who his co-coach was. He said Dale Brisby, and I don't know why, but Fred said, he's not even real. Here I am, Fred. I'm right here. I'm real.
I have real feelings.
I have real feelings that just got hurt by you. All right. We're going to take a break from the rapid fire questions after Saru point 2, Saru point 2's question about bull riding. Leave that in there, whoever's editing. I've got kind of a recent question that needs to be asked. So we're going to go to one of my best friends in the world. I like to say that repeatedly.
Yeah.
So that when people, what up? What are you doing?
Watching the boys.
Yeah. Why are you so tired? You been watching Cops?
Racing in Mexico all freaking week.
Are you still in Mexico?
No, I flew back yesterday.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna flip this around. So, my question is what's going around the internet? It's
Why do you have sunglasses on?
because I'm Dale Brisby. I always have sunglasses on. You've never seen my eyes.
Really tired of explaining this.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I forgot.
Right.
Um,
Are we filming right now?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
One person, no, one gorilla versus 100 men. What's your answer to that question? Who wins that fight?
100 men, 5 men would beat a gorilla.
Really?
I have a few questions to ask about your question. Can you answer those for me?
I'll do my best.
Is this life and death, or are we just wrestling?
It's death for
Like,
somebody.
Is the gorilla trying to kill me?
I would assume, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, 5 people, no problem.
5 people could kill the gorilla?
Hell yeah. What do I have? Am I naked? Do I have a belt? Do I have Timberland boots that I can stomp this fool with? What do we got?
Timberland. You mean Brunt?
What about the
I
naked?
got Brunt boots I can stomp this fool with. I mean, like what's the scenario? Are we in the forest? Are we in a concrete room? Are we just walking down the zoo and he climbs over the cage and coming at me? Like, where are we at?
I think, let's say you're in a concrete room.
And he's backed in the corner, pissed off, banged up.
Yeah.
I
And
might need 10 guys. Okay.
all right. But do they have to be a certain 10 or just like any 10?
What if it was
That's
you?
also a very valid point.
What
Do
if-
I have 10 of these new transgender with me, or do I got 10 of my boys?
You've got 9 Dales.
Yeah. Cole says you have 9 Dales.
Well, 100 Dales could do it.
100 Dales could do
100
it.
Dales.
Okay.
No problem.
He's showing a
Easily,
little
no matter-
faith.
I mean, 20 Dales could probably do it.
You can go up to the UFC headquarters and recruit you 9 active guys in the pool.
Yeah,
So-
5. We could do it with 5.
Okay. How does that go down? Like, explain to me how 5 of y'all could do this. I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to. Someone would have to take him head on and just get mauled, and the other guys would have to just jump on him and punch him and kick him and choke him and bite him. I mean, you'd have to stay on his back side so he can't swing at you and rip you off and go gorilla pound you. But once the one sacrificial lamb gets that would be your job, the Dale of the group.
Okay.
Just get mollywopped.
Well, it's an honor that I'm in your 5, but
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about being the one that sacrificed.
But I think 100 people, bro, that would be, dude. There'd be too many people. You'd be in the way of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they would be causing. I think 20 people would cause too much ruckus in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be
Do we have time to plan? Do we have Are we just in this concrete room in prison and a rabid gorilla comes in like me or you? It's time. Like, you know what I mean? Do we have any time to plan for this attack, or are we just it's just on?
First,
I feel
I'm gonna
like
be
if it was you and 4 of your boys from the UFC, you probably wouldn't need a lot of time to plan.
I
Like,
don't think so either. I think we could make it. I mean, and I don't get you wrong. That's why I asked you: is it a life or death situation? Yeah, we're gonna win, but it ain't gonna be pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not coming out unscathed.
yeah.
Where I think, as in 10 of us, would come out pretty unscathed.
Do you use like life or death situations? Like, do you?
Well, I need to know if the gorilla's life or death. Like, is he in the corner? Is he fighting for his life, or is he just pissed off because someone took his last banana?
Is there a difference for him though? I feel like there's probably not a difference.
It's a total mentality difference.
Do you treat like every fight like it's life or death? Like when you're in a
No. I mean, it would on the street for sure, or at the gas station or something like that. I would absolutely. But like the fight in the See, that's like competition. It's totally different.
This is to the death.
Have you ever felt like life or death, like on the street, like I've got to do this? Or like
Oh, yeah.
you
Absolutely. Yeah.
have? Dang.
Yeah. When people pull guns on you and you have to just make them eat them.
Somebody's pulled a gun on you in the street?
Yeah, several times. But yeah, so that's my argument. Like I told you before, an animal that I think a one person can take, I think I could take like a small bobcat, you know, like a little cougar or something. But other than that, you need help.
Yeah. Kind of like Morgan Wallen's song. I had some help. It ain't like
Yeah,
I could make
exactly.
this. You know what I'm saying? You get me.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So yeah, that's my answer. 1,000 men would absolutely destroy a gorilla. There's no, there'd be too many people. It'd be in the way.
You mean 100?
Oh yeah, 100 men.
Yeah. It'd be overkill.
Now, yeah, but maybe 100 men on 10 gorillas. That might be a little. that might be a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you gotta. And the question that people keep asking, it doesn't really have a correct answer because who are my 100 people? Is it 100 kids, 100 children, 100 women?
A little closer.
Yeah.
So it's or do they come down to the construction yard and they got 100 construction workers? You know what I'm saying? Some heavy hitting. So it's a whole different.
I feel like
questions.
the UFC guys, though, like the thing that's going to help them the most is maybe not even just like the actual jujitsu as much as it would be their mentality because they've actually been.
That for sure. Same thing with good. I think you get that same mentality out of some blue collar construction boys.
Yeah. Cool.
You know what I mean?
Hey, are you going
I
to?
think 10 anymore. You would need 10 to 1 is my ratio. I think that I could make it happen. 5 to 1 if I could handpick the 5 guys. I think we a couple of us ain't coming back, but we could make it. 10 of us.
He got all these tough guys, one little one. Like, you picked me too?
Um,
Oh yeah.
What's your what are you going to the Can-Am deal in Canada? Have they hit you up
Hey,
about that?
easy on them. Don't keep them out of that. What?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'll be. Are you talking about next weekend?
I don't know when it is.
Oh,
I think it's the end of the month.
I'll be in. I don't know. No idea.
They haven't hit you up about going to Canada?
No.
He told me you were going. All right.
Maybe they have. I don't know. Maybe it's in my schedule. I'll have to look. I'm somewhere every weekend for the next 8 weeks, so I don't know.
All right. Well, if you think about it or see your schedule, give me a shout. Can-Am wanted to.
All right, so remember, 10 to 1, 5 to 1 if it's handpicked.
Okay.
I think you and those guys in the room there could take a bowl. The 5 of you could take a bowl out, don't you? PBR bowl.
Yeah.
And kill it? Like barehanded kill it?
Yeah. I
That's
don't
it.
know. I don't know if we could barehanded kill it.
Well, why not?
Yeah. I'd have to think about that.
We'd have to tail him down and get him upside down.
I'd have to think about that.
I don't know how we'd kill it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gouge his eyes
Well,
out.
if you think of anything else, just give me a shout.
All right. Good luck with this quest to find how many
We'd have to bite it. around
naked
the
humans can beat a gorilla.
All right.
All
Cool,
right.
playa. I'm gonna
All right.
I'm gonna see what Tim Kennedy says
All right.
later.
This is a battle to the death, right? Like you have to kill the gorilla. He's a UFC legend.
Yeah, you fight him.
There's no telling.
Dale,
What's up, Tim Kennedy?
what are you doing, sir?
I'm just curious what your thoughts on this whole gorilla thing are. One gorilla versus 100 men.
Said I could call you for anything.
Man, have you seen a gorilla pull a banana tree out while it's just sitting there just to flex on some dudes with a camera?
Yeah, no. Should
Yeah,
I have?
Yeah, you should Google it. You just watch a gorilla reach over and pull a tree out of the ground, and then it fairly effortlessly just like breaks the tree.
Uh-huh.
A tree, Dale.
A banana tree.
Yeah, that's a good. But it's a banana tree. Maybe. You're right. What if you got to pick? What if they're like UFC all-stars that you get to assimilate a team?
Man, if we get like Eddie Hall, we get John Jones, we get
Cerrone.
I love we got it. We're talking heavyweights only here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I fancy myself a pretty talented man at violence. It would take 1,000 of me. We would just have to wear it out, sitting there, hammer fist and donkey punching this thing. Yeah, it would be a bloodbath, I think.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. You want to hear what Cowboy said?
Yeah.
Cowboy said 5.
I mean, he said 5 Cowboys. Yeah, he's a moron.
All right. Well, that's a very interesting take.
I mean, think about it. In waves of 10. Let's say we run at it 10 at a time. How long would it take a gorilla to kill 10 of us?
Yeah. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I'm so torn right now because I respect you.
No, you would be torn. You'd be torn. Yeah,
That's the point.
I hear you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, the thing I guess that makes your opinion a little different is like you've seen men actually die.
But not by a gorilla.
Yeah.
That would give me nightmares.
Yeah. Okay.
But what if you're armed?
What a mystery. What if you're armed?
Oh, yeah. If I had a knife, I think 5 or 10 of me would get the job done.
Okay.
Maybe even 3. If I had a gun, I just need, 1 of me.
Yeah, of course. I do. Yeah. Man, somebody's going to have to solve this.
Yeah. I saw some AI simulations about it.
Cowboy said he puts me in the group as one of the 5. I'm the sacrificial lamb. And while I'm getting torn apart, the other 4 cowboy type guys, jump on him and choke him.
Yeah. Yeah, if we get a peak Chet Congo, we get, a peak Randy Couture, a peak Chuck Liddell. We need some massive meat in here too. So John Jones is a heavyweight. His first fight is a heavyweight. Who's the Mountain? The guy that
Jorgensen?
deadlifted. Yeah,
Half-Thor?
that guy. Yeah. Gordon Ryan 3 years ago. Victor Hugo this year.
Dang.
Nicky Rod last year. Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Well, that's good for me. What are you doing today?
I grappled this morning. Heading down to Florida to 7th Special Forces Group. Got my bags right there. Not the laundry basket. They wouldn't let me in the airport with what's in there. What am I going to do with this gun? I forgot I got to drop this gun off.
And then also, and you're still of the mindset that if you pull guard, you're gay, right?
Oh yeah, nobody pulls guard besides the people that like the D.
Dang it! It's like the only thing I'm good at is a triangle.
Okay, well hit it from top.
Okay, all right, I'll try that.
That's gay, but in like
Hit
a
it from
cool
side
way.
control.
Yeah, hit it from side control.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Well,
don't be gay.
all right, don't be gay. Love you so much.
Love you too.
I'm in your corner, brother. Always.
Later, skater.
Later, buddy.
Sometimes you got to ride the bull, you know what I mean? Later, skater.
I didn't even tell him I was calling him. I do.
It's not really how phone calls work most of the time.
Hey,
Well, Cowboy, I was like, hey, man, I talk to Cowboy every day, but he's the one I warned. I talk to Tim Kennedy once every 5 months, and I just called him out of the blue. Now let's see if this man will answer.
Have you ever seen anybody die before? Let's not ask them that question again.
Yeah, we're not going to ask.
You ever lose any close friends?
Don't worry. I'm not going to ask that. I kind of expect Marcus not to answer.
Yeah.
leave him a voicemail, but it starts out really serious and be like, yeah, I just really need your opinion, man.
I'm leaving a video. Marcus, hey, Dale Brisby here, your best friend. I don't know if you remember that, but I was just calling to get your opinion on the one gorilla versus 100 men situation. So, yeah, I'm just really trying to solve that problem today. I hope you're well and can't wait. If you want to just send me a video, that's fine. Or if you're busy doing stuff, probably getting ready to run for president or something. All right. I love you. I don't know why my voice cracked there. Maybe I'm nervous, slightly intimidated. But I'll talk to you soon, hopefully, on your time, just whenever you're ready. Bye.
Cole said hi. Oh.
He's got something really serious going on. He's going to get this.
He's always probably got something really serious going on. No, but he will randomly call me probably once a month, I'd say. And it'll be about a 90-second phone call. Just checking in. When he's ready to get off the phone, he will get off the phone. I wish that, well, we do have one phone call recorded when I was actually working out with Tim and Marcus called. When he's ready to get off the phone, you got about 7 seconds.
He knows when it's important.
Yeah. So there you have it. Cowboy Cerrone literally says man wins every time. Tim Kennedy says there's no way possible. So.
Also, not to be a nitpick, but you said assimilate a team. I think you meant assemble a team of UFC fighters.
Assemble.
I think you don't need to be on these podcasts anymore.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. You're not getting a team together so that you can share your culture with them.
I'm going to call.
Is that what assimilate means?
Yeah. Did you guys dress like cowboys?
Some days
Go fight a gorilla.
I like you. Most days I don't.
You never did ask us what we thought.
Ever since I started riding bulls and punching fools, I've been wearing an American hat because I'm an American. I actually wore a different hat before that for the longest, but then my mom got a job. So wear an American hat, old son. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. RodeoTime.com is the only website that should exist because it's the greatest apparel line that has ever existed. So go there now to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, a cap, a vest, whatever it is you need. Go to RodeoTime.com, old son.
What are you doing?
Just traveling.
Hey, who wins one gorilla versus 100 men? Who wins, Dusty Burson?
The gorillas.
No, it's one gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla.
You think the gorilla wins? The connection is unstable.
Yeah, I think the gorilla.
What if they're like really, really strong and like, what if it's, let's say 100 Dale Brisbys?
I think little baby gorilla could take Mr. Dale Brisby.
Okay, now you're just trying to be hurtful, and it is working.
Baby gorilla.
Oh, it's a baby.
Where are you driving? We're doing a podcast, and we're trying to solve the problem of the question of who wins one gorilla versus 100 men.
This is what you guys call work?
I think it'd be tough to hold it down.
Yeah, maybe for you. I used to think Dusty Burson was the best, but now I think he's a real douche. What's that off of? You always say that.
Nacho Libre.
Oh. You always say, I used to think Dale Brisby was the best, but now I think he's a real douche. All right, well, we were just calling to check. I like your Easley vest. Should we call Jeremy?
He's probably going to have something like smart to say. Like,
Yeah. He's going to ask us about the velocity of the dollar or something and how that pertains to gorillas. Yeah.
All right, let's finish our rapid fire questions.
he's gonna,
It's a real thing. It's a real
I don't know. Jeremy's probably going to have something really intelligent to say and like really I don't know where. I was just trying to emphasize how smart he is.
What's the best way to start a ranch from scrap?
Travel back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, win the lottery. Go back to the question that we asked about what superpower would you have?
Right. Yeah.
Do time travel.
Hopefully it's magic scrap.
Play the lottery.
I guess you could make a little tiny one.
What are you considering a ranch?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you considering scrap?
Mm-hmm.
You need to inherit a lot of money, or you need to marry someone who inherited a lot of money. Dude, that's the best way. If you really, depending on, hey, how bad do you want it? If you really want to start a ranch, marry someone who either has one or has a lot of money.
It was my plan for a while, but then I fell in love,
With a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Taxidermist.
Bartender.
Taxidermist and
Yep.
bartender.
Yep.
A lot of good titles there. What? How big? How big?
It sounds like we're making fun of your wife, and we are not.
Yeah.
But you married for love,
I was
not
being
for money.
serious.
Right. Yeah.
How big does it have to be considered a ranch? A ranch.
Well, I want to say to get tax exemptions, it's got to be like a herd,
Yeah, that's what I mean. How many animals does it have
and
to be?
maybe I think I might have made this up, but maybe like 6. It's got to be like, I don't know. 6. So like if you had 20 acres where you were running 6 cows,
So what do you call a group of 5 cows?
not big enough for a tax exemption.
Well, it's
I
not a
think.
herd, apparently.
Just a group.
Look, that's just what I heard once. HEARD.
I don't get it.
I had to specify. Donnie's not that good at spelling.
That's fair.
So why'd you spell it?
So you would know which one I meant.
Gotcha.
Here we go. What's up? I don't know much. We're just answering the age-old question. One gorilla versus 100 men.
Ooh. Are we armed?
I don't think so. It's a hand-to-hand battle.
100 of us?
Yes.
We probably win.
Okay. All right. That's what Cowboy Cerrone said. Cowboy Cerrone said that 100 men would be overkill. But Tim Kennedy...
Yeah, I'd overdo it. You got to remember, men were put down here to subdue the earth and everything on it. And especially if they know how to fight, like Cowboy knows how to fight. So if you had a plan and probably about 10 dudes, you probably wouldn't even need that many. You could get that done.
That's what he said. Tim Kennedy didn't think that men could beat the gorilla.
One-on-one, I don't think you could get that done.
Yeah.
But if you had a bunch of guys, you could absolutely get that done.
I feel like it'd be the mentality. If you've been in a fight before where you had to survive life or death, that you probably got a fighting chance.
Absolutely. Once you take his legs down, which his power is in his upper body, put him down on the ground, get one guy behind him. They don't have much of a neck. 2 guys, 3 guys on each arm, then the weight on his back. Yeah, you can take him down quick.
How many Dale Brisby's, though?
Only one.
That's
you
right.
only need half a Dale, not even an upset Dale Brisby.
Not even an upset Dale Brisby.
All right. We're going to
How are you today?
Man, I'm blessed and unstoppable. I'm about to get on this tractor and have me a good day.
Yes, sir. Well, I need to come down there. I bet it's green.
I'll bring it in. Yeah. Man, it is.
Man, that's a pretty tank. Cool.
Come. I'm going to that Danny. Oh, you going to show face?
Yes, sir. The Danny Dietz Memorial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, count me
All right,
in.
I'll see you there.
I talked to DJ. So, yes, sir.
Good. Holler if you need anything, man. I'll check on you later.
All right. Yes, sir. I'll be there. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, bye. See, that's what I'm saying.
His answer made me like pumped up.
Phone call over.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm surprised he didn't say over and out or Roger.
Call him back in like a week and be like, all right, so there's this gorilla.
He said half a Dale. He said not even an upset Dale Brisby.
Yeah. His was he was pumped up about it.
You know that's not true, right?
What? One of the greatest fighters of our generation has faith in me, Donnie, but you don't. What gives?
You know what? Let's try it.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
First, we got to find a
We're
gorilla.
gonna have to go to a foreign country where they allow
gorilla
us-
fights?
a person to fight a gorilla.
I don't think it's something you just allow. There's not
What's your
there's not
favorite
paperwork
boot style?
involved.
I like, I can't remember, maybe, what do they call it? A snip toe? Like kind of a smaller toe. Not necessarily like late 90s quinceañera
Like a cutter
type
toe.
boot that goes out, but just like almost.
I like cowboy boots.
With a
Personally.
with a riding heel. Oh, I like cowboy boot. Yeah, that's
What's
what
wrong
we're
with
talking
you?
about.
Super smug.
You are.
There's the
super.
smudgeness.
And there's the smugness. But either RC custom boots out of Lubbock, and then which they'll make them custom to fit your foot, and then also Abby Good Boot Company. She makes fantastic boots. Got 2 of hers, 2 that she made me. My foot would not fit in her actual personal boots. She actually says I have a super weird foot, and she has to call her husband, she has to tell to come in there and help her get the last out of the boot. It's like such a weird foot, which is odd because my foot goes in it easier. I guess the leather stretches.
It's custom made.
Yeah. But I'm saying the last, but it's wood.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm solving life's problems here.
Yes, so Dale Brisby's got weird feet. You heard it here first.
Is Dale mad Timies take all the roughies girls?
Well, if that ever happened.
Well, no, it never happens except to me in college. Damn timey, them team ropers. And then a calf roper. Anyways,
Damn.
user
Damn.
user.a_heels. So that's a timey. I would say overall roughies get the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got way more time to put attention on them in the on the ride to the rodeo because you're not having to haul a horse. Timies care way more about their horses than they do their girls.
They got to get their nails done and stuff. Like, yeah.
Roughies, the timies,
Yeah.
got to get their nails done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
You know, they are always putting like timed event guys on posters to try and sell tickets to rodeos and like
That's a good point.
you know, they're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
That
Come
movie
watch this team roper.
Yeah. It's this. Here's the thing. It's the same thing over and over again. Timed events, or there's a logical winner, right?
We think this is my
it's all
thought,
right.
which is it's my podcast, so
Yeah,
I'm going
go
to
ahead.
interrupt you. Do we think that Trevor is so humble with 26 world titles? A, he's a really good Christian, or B, he knows that like one world title as a roughie would be that much cooler.
I'm going to say both. I'm going to say both. I'm going to say both here.
That's a good point.
How many more friends do you think Trevor would have if he had been like a bull rider? Let's say a circuit bull rider.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'm going to retire again because nobody showed up at my first retirement party. That's really why I retired. I'm just kidding. I love Trevor. Anyhow. Did you read the Word this morning? If so, what did you read? I got to be honest. I did not this morning. I've been doing really well at reading most every morning, and I did not this morning, so I didn't read anything. But I've been reading each day, just whatever number proverb that is. So it's a good way to jumpstart a Bible study.
Yeah.
You're supposed to also, with that, my dad was like, all right, if it's the first day of today is May 1st.
May 1st.
So we'll read Psalms 1, Psalm 31, 61, 91, 121, and there's not a 151. So 6 chapters out of Psalm and Proverbs 1. Or no, it's 5 out of, that would be 5, and then the 1 book chapter out of Proverbs.
That made no sense to me.
Add 30.
Oh,
Because there's going to be 30 days in the
gotcha.
month. So on the second, you read Psalm 2, Psalm 32, 62, 92, 122, and then Proverbs 2. And then on the third, so it's just kind of like a Bible study. And you can start any day of the month, obviously. You just start on that. But by the end of the month, you've read the entire book of Psalm and Proverbs. And there you go.
Yeah, and after 30 days, you're probably going to, want to wash whatever pair of rock and roll denim jeans you're wearing.
Yes. After you use code Dale on rockandrolldenim.com. I'd like to thank Dale Brisby for providing that 15% off code on rock and roll denim. Do you have eyes? Asked Donnie's mom.
They're really weirdly far back in his head.
When can I get a job for you? Grandpa_Gates 176 asks. So, Grandpa, if you can edit a video, I've got 2 open positions. Text the word media to Donnie. Go.
940-353-0890.
That's it.
Sorry, I glitched.
Where did you get?
He said Grandpa, and I was like, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
I wonder what that would do for the vibe in here if we suddenly did just have like
Break out into song.
But we need to do that more. I meant the grandpa coming in here.
We had Mitch here for a while.
Who?
Wasn't that his name?
Mick?
Mitch.
Oh, the guy that worked for us?
Yeah.
That was really old?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was so old.
I didn't work with him like personally much, but
God
those guys
rest
out
his
there
soul.
seemed to.
He died?
RIP. Oh, I thought that's why I quit working here.
Jeez.
No, he didn't. I fired him. He didn't work very hard.
Jeez.
No, I'm just kidding.
Kept having to go to the doctors and stuff. It was dumb.
Where did you get and who made your leggings? Bradley Gewen. Him and his wife make leggings together. They're really good. Super fancy. However you want them. Or they can be simple. What's up, Lisa? Rodeo time.
Time to get her on down the road.
Time to get her on down the road.
Got
yes,
her.
I know. I got to leave soon. That's why there's a rapid fire.
I don't
Get
think
off my back.
I don't think she thought that was funny.
Yeah, she's being a real ball buster today.
Good Lord.
You know what time it is?
Rodeo time. Time to get her on down the road. What do I need to start bareback bronc riding?
Gonna need a rigging. Gonna need some latigos
And you're going to need a big O set of nuts.
and a cinch. You're gonna need a cinch. That's
oh
important.
my gosh. You're going to need the biggest set of
That's pretty much it.
Greyhound dog balls. I'm sorry to be vulgar, but if you want to be a bareback rider, those 3 men that I just called, Mr. Cowboy Cerrone, Tim Kennedy, Marcus Luttrell, you're going to be the 4th. You're going to need to be the 4th kind of person. If you want to be successful, that is.
Yeah, I would say the size of your nuts more, because sometimes they get in the way, just
Yeah,
speaking
that
from
actually
personal
might.
experience. Yeah.
But like, you need a hypothetical large, like you need to be willing, like if you're the kind of guy that you think
I don't-
someone broke into your house, you could kill them, and then let's say cops come, clean up the scene, everything's good, and you're able to fall asleep 30 minutes later, you might be the man for the job. Like just sleep like a baby.
I think you need metaphorical balls, not hypothetical.
And also a metaphorical. Gosh dang it, guys. Thought you were supposed to be on my side.
We are.
Who is next on your podcast? I'm super excited. Later today, Mr. Jimbo Glover. The Glove, as some people like to call him. Very
From Lonesome Dove?
legendary. Very legendary. You're thinking of Danny Glover.
Oh.
Which sounds a lot like Jimbo. Also
They look a lot alike.
Our Glover is a white. So,
oh, Danny Glover. Yeah, I get that.
I get that a lot. Anyhow, super legendary cowboy, and overall great guy. Can't wait to interview him later today. Do you do weddings? ... As the groom. Jetlife _69. I need to go back and look. I vaguely remember her being hot because I did message her back.
Nice.
Don't
Maybe.
act like you don't check before you message people
Yeah,
back.
for sure, for sure.
One Dale versus 100 gorillas. And why does it take you more than 2 minutes to win? Yeah. That question was from Marcus Luttrell. What's your favorite hat? Well, right now, you can go to rodeotime.com, pick your favorite hat, and then pick a free second favorite hat. You get to pick it on rodeotime.com in the month of May.
Now through May.
Now through the end of May, it's buy one, get one. And then some of the interns have free ship codes. You're welcome to hit them up for those. And then in June, July, August, later on, as this continues to air, you can use the cart reward feature, where if you buy maybe two, you might get one or something like that.
Use code Donnie. That's IE, not Y.
Dale,
I was going to tell him how to spell Donnie.
I bought your old sun cap. Which one should I get next? How about this one? Welcome, rodeo fans cap. I really like it. Pecos made it. Are you Donnie's dad? Another person wants to know if I'm your dad, Donnie.
It's an insult to me and a compliment to you.
Does your mom know you're gay? I ain't gay, dog. And I'm about to
Oh, your mom knows.
get a shirt. I'm gonna get Pecos to work on a shirt.
That says I'm not
Dale
gay.
Brisby ain't gay, dog.
That seems like the wrong way to go about this problem.
I'm just tired of these kids asking me.
Wearing a shirt that says I'm not gay is definitely be like, I think that guy might be gay.
I don't think so.
My wife is not a hobbit.
Anyway, I'm really thinking that whoever keeps asking this is one of y'all with a burner account. I think Ty might have a burner account.
How much spare time do you think I have, Dale?
Enough to do that. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for let me make sure there wasn't anything else we needed to cover. Celebrity crush. Alicia Cuthbert, Katie Kaufman, Blake Lively, Hannah Barron. Those are my celebrity. Dang, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, Blake Lively.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah,
she's
that's a
also-
new one for
She's
me.
kind of lib.
She's like, kind of a terrible human being.
Yeah, but I just think she's hot.
Mm.
Alicia Cuthbert, though.
And she, what was she in? I'm trying to, I can't picture her.
Girl Next Door.
Girl Next Door.
Oh,
Right up there,
yeah,
The
yeah.
up
Ranch.
top.
That one.
Yeah.
That Cuthbert.
She's also in Old School.
Old
Yeah.
School. She's super young and old
I
school.
Yeah,
really
she's a
like the
high
chick
schooler. She's a high
from
schooler.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Right there. In Staircase. Not bad. Hmm? Eh?
Yeah, they're your celebrity crushes, man.
None
I-
as good as Donnie's mom. All right. Got any life advice?
Go every time so others may every time.
What?
Get some.
What?
Get some.
Can you explain that?
No.
Why?
It was just a movie quote from
Oh,
Division 3.
is that in your bottom 5?
It's a pretty bad movie, but a lot of people like it. Yeah, I don't know. Andy Dick.
Oh, he can be funny.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Probably just, little habits add up, I think.
What'd you say?
Like little habits. Not little habits as in I'm a little guy with habits. I just mean little tiny habits.
Do you guys know Can y'all identify this?
The sound
That
is a dirt bike.
That is a farting hamster swung around your head. Yeah.
Because I was just watching this reel that Caitlin Coward sent me, and Kevin immediately when it stopped playing said, "Is that a hill climb with a 454 stroke?" And the account is Rowdy Climbers, my CRF 450 4-stroke.
If there was ever, that sounds
I was
like
just curious if either one of you guys could catch it like he did.
No, man.
So that's Kevin Wayne. That's our precious Kevin Wayne.
That's a Kevin Wayne small engine repair.
That man. Did anybody else out there comment below if you guys knew that was a hill climb from a 454 stroke like Kevin Wayne? I want to know how many of you listeners, if you're listening on YouTube, that is, and if you want to be notified of when this podcast releases, text the word podcast to 940-353-0890. All right. Get in front of them to turn them and behind them to drive them. I'm Dale Brisby. I'm on to the next one. I love you all. Pow, pow.
This is Donnie and Cole. We're also on this podcast. BOGO is live at rodeotime.com.
It is. Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Sorry, Dale. Excuse me. Through the month of May, you buy a cap, you get to pick a cap. You buy a shirt, you get to pick a shirt. Buy a hoodie, I know what you're thinking. You get to pick a shirt.
Or a cap. Could
I'm
you get a
actually
cap?
doing buy a hoodie, get a hoodie.
Oh, suck it, Cole.
What do you think? Do you
Use
think
code Donnie at checkout.
That's right.
For free shipping.
COLE.
DONNIE, not Y.
Yep. Do you think it works for stickers?
It does work for stickers. I know that for a fact.
It works for stickers, guys.